Yes, my name is Professor Henry Buisa. I'm a professor of entrepreneurship at this university, the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. I am standing in one of the latest buildings on campus. It's called Swimming Pool Annex. You can see I'm looking at the parking lot of this project, so to speak, this building. The parking lot not yet complete. People park at their own risk. You can come here with your tires flat. I am now looking at the building. This is the building. You can see we have students already around. This building is ongoing. You can see it's ongoing. And yet, you can see it's not protected. Students can pass in a building that is still ongoing, and anything can fall from this and hurt students, so we are not following rules. You can see it's purportedly already commissioned if you want. People are working in incomplete building. I want to look at it from the point of view of project management. We teach project management. We purport to be gurus in project management. And in project management, we have what we call the triple constraints. The triple constraints of project management. The triple constraints mean time, cost, and the quality or scope. So, if I was to evaluate, and I'm trying to evaluate this building as per those three constraints, in the first place, the project has not been completed, and the time that it has taken is great. So the constraint of time has been violated. We want to look at the quality. These are supposed to be classrooms. Yes, you can see students are in the class. Teachers in a modern university will be using PowerPoints to teach. You can see there is absolutely no socket, no single socket on this building. And therefore, modern teaching will be hampered. It is encouraging the traditional lecture teaching in the modern time of teaching, which definitely will not produce results. When I was coming in the building, you can see there is no ramp. So people who are differently abled cannot enter this building. These stairs are very steep, and therefore students who are differently abled and even tutors who are differently abled will not climb these stairs. There is an Act of Parliament, the 2003 Act of Parliament on people with a disability. The rules are that every building in Kenya must have provisions for people with disability. So our teachers who are not able or differently abled, our students who are differently abled will not be able to enter this building. That will be discrimination, therefore. Apart from the sockets in there, you can see this is like an afterthought. this electric wiring is like an afterthought. It was not in the original plan of the building. So the quality has been affected. This building cannot therefore qualify, in my own assessment, as a professor of entrepreneurship and project management. It will not qualify for use by a modern day student. It doesn't qualify. I'll go into any of the offices. So quality has been affected, quality has been compromised, and this is a modern office, so to speak, extremely squeezed. That's the chairman's office. This is extremely squeezed, and therefore, in terms of a modern day university, these facilities are extremely wanting. We are therefore saying that quality of the three constraints, quality has been compromised. Now, if quality and the time have been compromised, then we're pointing at cost. The triple constraints theoretically should be accommodated by an equilateral triangle, so that all the three constraints are equilateral, if you like. That is in theory. And therefore, if one has been compromised, then, if the two, the quality and time have been compromised, then fingers start pointing at the cost. So one would say, are we getting value for money in a building that's supposed to be modern day teaching facility? This is the whiteboard, and you can see there will be no provision at this whiteboard to mark pens, store mark pens. In this room, you also see we have chairs. Well, these are not part of the project, but this chair, watch it, it is also discriminatory. This chair favors right-handed people. It is also like fixed. So different sized people will not be able to sit in this chair. This chair, you can see the writings. The top of the chair is so vulnerable for writing. Students make their writings preparing to cheat in exams. You can see the knobs. The knobs, it's not comfortable to put your paper to write. These knobs will interfere. Looks like this one was improved or thought to be improved, because now this one you can open and shut, so it can accommodate sizes, but the space between the writing and the sitting is also not appropriate. The writing again is only for the right-handed people. So all we're saying, back to the building, if there is no ramps, there are no ramps for people who are differently abled, then that's discrimination. The washrooms, the toilets must also accommodate people with different disabilities. They are not taken into consideration. And therefore, the entire triple constraints in project management has been violated. So two major problems with this project: not adhering to the rules, the laws of the land in matters people who are differently abled. It's not been adhered to. They have been discriminated. That's a major complaint I would launch. 2, the ergonomics. Ergonomics means the workplace and the worker. We have been in those classes, not very conducive for teaching. So the ergonomics of the building is also wanting. We are talking about contracting, writing the project document. It will therefore appear that the people who are contracted to design this building did not take into consideration that this is a teaching facility. Probably, therefore, they are not educationists. That also means there was no participatory management of this project. That means the owners, the users of the project, both the students and the teachers, were not consulted because it is not fit for teaching. The facilities for teaching, the ramp that I've talked about, and you can see this door. It actually opens outside. It opens outside, and as it opens outside, it blocks movement. It blocks movement, and therefore that's another constraint. You can see these are afterthoughts. All the electrical wiring on this building is like afterthoughts. That's why you have patches of ongoing finishing when it has already been painted. So it brings into question who constructed this, who designed this, and has there been monitoring and evaluation? If I was to monitor and evaluation, mid-term monitoring and evaluation, I would have stopped this building. I would have said, look, you cannot finish the building and then start doing wiring. If we are talking of sockets now, to do sockets here, you will have to redo this building. You will have to break this building to start putting in the sockets, and that begs the question, was it cheap labor that was used in this building? My assessment as a tutor professor of project management is that this building is not fit for modern day education in a modern day university, institution of higher learning, and therefore I will conclude that value for money for this project has not been achieved. You see, ongoing. See, students are standing right beside the ongoing construction. This poses a lot of danger. It is supposed to be blocked. It's supposed to be a wall so that the ongoing work does not endanger the users. This is my conclusion. I don't think that all is lost. For the wiring, since the classes have started, I'll propose that the estate department comes and does an improvisation. Do the extension wires, stick them on the wall so that we have sockets at least for classes to go on, and then make sure that the constructor comes back, does the internal wiring so that life must go on. So we must improvise, But we cannot leave it in this state. It's not good.